Hi everyone, welcome to iQuanta. I am Yogesh, and in today's video we are going to solve another few questions in the 250 most expected questions for IPMAT Indore. Okay, I hope you have watched the previous sessions. We have done somewhere around 165, 166 questions so far, and today we are going to touch 200. Okay, so that would mean out of 250 you've done 200 questions. That's 80% of the total series. Okay, this series is very important. Okay, and in today's session we have questions from all topics. Okay, not just dedicated to one topic. So let's go ahead and I hope a lot of your concepts will be revised. Okay, in this last week I think you should simply focus upon whatever you have done so far. You just revise it, revise the formulas, revise some special questions that you have done around it. Okay, and you should not start anything new. Maybe you can write a couple of mocks. Okay, let's go ahead. So this is the question. I think I also gave this to you as homework. Okay, 166 is mod of x square minus 9x plus 20 plus mod of x square minus 10x plus 24 equal to 0, find x. So we want such a value of x which satisfies this. Okay, this is a modulus term. Okay, this first term is completely a modulus term, this second is a modulus term. So obviously the value of this will be 0 or more. The value of any modulus term is 0 or more, right? For this also value will be 0 or more. We want the sum of this modulus, sum equal to 0. When can the sum be equal to 0? When both are 0. Yes or no? So that means we are looking for that value of x at which this also becomes 0, this also becomes 0. Let's find out the roots of this, because then only it will become 0. So x square minus 9x plus 20 can be written as x minus 5 into x minus 4 equal to 0. X will be 4, okay, and 5. Here if you factorize this, x square minus 10x plus 24 will be x minus 6 into x minus 4 equal to 0. There will be two values of x here, 6, 4. What is the value of x that makes both the moduluses equal to 0? It's 4 only. 4 here, 4 here. Okay. 5 will only make this modulus 0, not this. 6 will only make this modulus 0, not this. Okay. So 4 is the value which makes both the modulus equal to 0. So that means 4 will be the solution. Okay. Let's go ahead and try the next question. Let P be an interior point of a right angle isosceles triangle ABC with hypotenuse AB. If the perpendicular distance of P from each of AB, BC, CA is 4 into root 2 minus 1 centimeter, then the area in square centimeter of the triangle ABC. So ABC is a right angle triangle, okay, and hypotenuse is AB. Okay, hypotenuse is AB. That means it will look like this. Isosceles right angle, that means these two will be same. This is A, this is B, and this is C. Okay. Now what does it say? If the perpendicular distance of point P, there is a point P which is an interior of the right angle triangle, okay, and the distance of point P from each of AB, BC, CA. So obviously it will be here. Perpendicular distance of this point from all the three sides is 4 times root 2 minus 1. So perpendicular distance of this point, this is the point P, okay. Its perpendicular distance from AB is this, BC is this, and CA is this. Can you say that this is kind of in radius? I mean, there will be a circle formed here which will be going through all these 3 points, right? So what is this? We see an in circle, yes or no? And what does this distance become now? This is the distance, right? This distance was given 4 times root 2 minus 1. So this distance is basically the in radius of this triangle. Now you know that if there is a triangle, suppose the triangle is like this, okay, there is A, there is B, there is C, okay. So AB side will be C, right, CB, that means this will be small a, the length of this side, AC will be B. So you know that for a right angle triangle, not just right angled isosceles triangle, I am saying right angle triangle, the in radius is sum of these two, height and base, okay, A plus B minus the length of hypotenuse by 2. This is the in radius. And what is the circumradius? Circumradius for a right angle triangle is circumradius, that means there will be a circle which will be passing through all the 3 vertices of this, right. So that will be C by 2. Always remember this, okay. It is for every right angle triangle. Here also we can say that this is the in radius, isn't it? So that will basically be the sum of this side minus this side upon 2, isn't it? Now this is a right angle isosceles triangle, so this entire side will be x, this will also be x, this hypotenuse will become what? Root 2 times x, isn't it? So what will be the in radius? In radius is this 4 times root 2 minus 1 this in radius should be the sum of x plus x, because a plus b, that means height and base, minus hypotenuse, which is this. So x plus x minus root 2x upon 2, isn't it? If we solve this further, 4 times root 2 minus 1, that is equal to 2x minus root 2x upon 2, right? Now there is root 2 term here as well, so can we cancel something out of it? Check if we can get a root 2 minus 1 here. If I take a root 2 common here, okay, what happens? We get root 2, in fact we can take an x common as well, okay, root 2 minus 1 divided by 2. So root 2 minus 1, root 2 minus 1 cancels. We ultimately get x equal to 8 upon root 2, right? 8 upon root 2, or we can call it 4 root 2. 4 root 2. So 4 root 2, that means base, height, this is 4 root 2. You have to find out the area of the triangle. That's half base into height. So half base into height. So 16 to 32, 32 by 16 is 16. 16 square units will be the answer to this particular question, okay? It's a past CAT PYQ, okay? I hope the explanation is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, let me know, okay? Now let us look at this question, okay? This is a modulus question. You have to find out the minimum value. There are 3 modulus being added. So I have told you that whenever there are multiple modulus being added, you just have to find out the critical points, and then you have to find out the median critical point. Minimum lies at the median critical point, okay? So what's the critical point of this modulus? This becomes 0. What is the critical point? The value at which the modulus becomes 0. The value inside the modulus becomes 0. This becomes 0 at x equal to minus half. Then this one becomes 0 at x equal to 4, and this becomes 0 at x equal to 5. So what is the median critical point over here? That is 4. So push it back into the modulus, and whatever value you will get, that will be the minimum, okay? So 2 into 4 plus 1, that means 9, plus 4 minus 4 is 0, plus 5 minus 4 is 1, that means 10. 10 is the answer, okay? So we have solved multiple such questions. Understood? I hope this is clear. We have solved a lot of such questions, okay? Now let's come to this question, which is 3 distinct elements selected from the set of first 10 natural numbers. Probability that product of 2 numbers is equal to the third is. So 3 distinct elements will be selected from set of first 10 natural numbers. So set of first 10 natural numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 10, okay? We have to select 3 distinct numbers from this, and we have to find out the probability that product of 2 numbers, obviously you will be taking 2 numbers, their product should be equal to the third number, right? What are those numbers that we can pick up from here which will fit in these 3 blank spaces? Can 1 fit in here? If 1 fits here, then these have to be 1, right? And we were told that these should be 3 distinct elements. So this does not fit in over here, okay? What about 2? If you want to put 2 here as a product, okay, then what do you need? If you put 2 here, definitely 2 is a product of 1 and 2, but are these 3 values distinct? No. So even 2 does not work, okay? Similarly, if you put 3 here, then 3 will be 1 into 3. So 1 into 3 into 3, these 2 will not be distinct. 4, 1 into 4, obviously, or 2 to 4, right? Those are also not distinct. 1 into 5, 5, that is also not distinct. But for 6, we can put 2 here, 3 here, 6 here, right? So we have selected 3 distinct elements from this set of natural numbers, and the product is this. These are 3 distinct, okay? What about 7? 7 will be 1 into 7 into 7, so 7, 7 will be same, will not accept it. What about 8? 8 can be picked up, right? 2 into 4, that will give us 8. What about 9? 9 is when you have 1 into 9 as 9, but 9, 9 will be same, or otherwise 3 into 3, right? That will also not give us this distinct numbers, right? So then we will have 10, 10 is possible, that is when we have 2 into 5, right? So we just have 3 such pairs. There are only 3 such selections possible from the set of first 10 natural numbers. Now we have to find out the probability product of 2 numbers is equal to the third. Only these pairs are satisfying. Now you had to select 3 distinct elements, okay? We have total 10 elements. When out of total 10 elements you have to select 3, that means it is 10C3, isn't it? And what are your favorable cases? Just 3 out of these. So probability will be 3 out of total cases, that is 3 upon 10C3. Now if you calculate the value of 10C3, it will be 10, 9, 8 upon 6, that is 12, 120. So 3 by 120, and that gives us 1 by 40. So that will be the answer. This 10C3 came because you have to select 3 distinct elements. Number of ways of selecting 3 elements out of 10 is 10C3, and favorable cases only these are the cases that are satisfying the given condition, okay? I hope this question also clear to everyone. If you still have any doubt, let us know, okay? Now next question is 170. In a race of 600 meters, A can beat B by 50 meters, and in a race of 500 meters, B can beat C by 60 meters. By how many meters can A beat C in a race of 400 meters? So, race questions are very common, okay, they can come in your exam, and these are very easy, okay. You just have to play with the ratios. Let's see how. In a race of 600 meter, A can beat B by 50 meters. What does beating mean? Suppose this is 600 meters ka race track, okay. A is beating B. When do you beat someone in a race? When you reach the finish line. So, suppose A reaches at the finish line, okay, and he is beating B by 50 meters. So, that means B will be 50 meters behind. So, this is it, 50 meters behind A. That means the race must have started together. Obviously, race starts when both of you start running, isn't it? Both the runners start running. So, both started simultaneously. They will run for the same time. Suppose you start running and you reach the finish point and your friend is behind you, but just because he was slow, he could not come to the finish line. So, he was beaten by you, but you both ran for the same time, okay. So, what does this statement mean? The race started, both A and B, they were running for the same time, but A reached the finish line. That means in that time A covered total 500 meters, right? The race was of 600 meters. The race was of 600 meters. And B in that time could only cover how much? B could only cover 50 meters less than A. A covered entire 600 meters, B could only cover 50 meters less. So, 600 minus 50 is 550 meters. What does this mean? What is the ratio of speed of A and B? Definitely, if you take the distance covered by A, it will be speed of A into some time t, and A covered how much distance? 600. So, write it like this. What about the distance covered by B? It will be SB, speed of B into time. Now, what did I say? When A reached the finish line, then whatever time A ran for, B will also be running for the same time t. So, that is why speed of B into t, but B could only cover 50 meters less, that is 550. And this will give us straight away the ratio of speeds. So, in race questions, you should always focus upon getting the ratio of speeds. So, if we divide both these equations, what do we get? 0, 0 cancels, 12 by 11, okay. Speed, ratio of speed of A and B, it is 12 by 11. I hope this is clear. So, we have got one ratio of speeds, okay. Then, in a race of 500 meters, B can beat C by 60 meters. Now, there are same people, okay, B and C, the same B, and there is another person C now. So, if you look for them, it's a race of 500 meters, okay. B beat C by 60 meters. So, when B would have covered how much? 500 meters. So, B covered total 500 meters. In that time, C covered 60 meter less because C was beaten, okay. That means when B reached the finish line, C will be 60 meters behind him. So, 500 minus 60, that means 440 meters. That means C in that time could only cover 440 meters. So, now if you find out the ratio of speed of B and C, can you take their distance ratio? Distance ratio of B will be speed of B into some time t for which this race would have happened. B covered total 500 meters. But if you talk about C, C also ran for the same time t, he could cover only a distance of 440 meters. So, if you take their speed ratio, T cancels, 0, 0 cancels, 25 by 11. We have got the ratio of speed of B and C as well. Write the ratios together, okay, SB upon SC, that is equal to how much? 25 by, this will be 25 by 22, isn't it? Because we are cancelling by 2. So, 25 by 22 will be the ratio of speed here. Now, what has to be done? It is asking us by how many meters A can beat C in a race of 400 meters. Now, it has completely changed the question. The race is of 400 meters. But the moment we have the speed ratio, we can do anything, okay, we can answer any question now. We have speed ratio of AB and BC separately. Always remember, you have to connect the ratios in such a case, okay. How to connect the ratios? Connecting means you have to write down the ratio of speed of A, B, C together, okay. How do you do that? It only happens when the common ratio in the two ratios given. We have two ratios here, SASB and SBSC. What is the common quantity in both the ratios? B. Its value is same. So, try to make the value of speed of B, that is the common quantity in both the ratios, same. How do you do that? Just take the LCM of values of the common quantity, okay, speed of b is the common quantity, take LCM of 11 and 25. If you take LCM of 11 and 25, LCM of 11 and 25, it will be 275. So that means when you make it 275 in both, it will be equal. How to make this 275? If you want to make 11 275, you have to multiply 11 by 25. But if you just multiply 11 by 25, ratio will be disturbed. So multiply denominator and numerator both by 25. So 25 into 12 is 300, 25 into 11 is 275. So now I have a ratio speed of A upon speed of B, which gives me this. In this second ratio as well, I have to make it 275. How do you make this 25 into 275? That happens when you multiply 25 by 11. So multiply both numerator and denominator by 11, because when you multiply and divide both, I mean numerator and denominator, there is no effect on the fraction, right? So speed of B upon speed of C will be multiply both by 11. So 275 upon 22 into 11 is 242. Once you have connected the ratios, you can write it together. How do you write it together? Just a second. I'll write the connected ratio. Now we've already solved 90% of the question. Okay. So ratio of speed of A to B to C, it is how much? Right, ratio of A, that is 300, B is 275 in both, C is 242. Now you just have to deal with by how many meters can A beat C in a race of 400 meters. Let's do this for a race of 400 meters. I hope this part is clear, so I'll just erase this. It's not needed now, okay? You can just go back to the explanation if there are any doubts, okay? You might have to watch it a couple of times, okay, and then everything will be clear, okay? Now let's talk about a race of 400 meters. So they will have these speeds, okay, but now in a race of 400 meters. You want to make it a race of 400 meters. So suppose the race started, A will also start running, B will also start running, C will also start running. Obviously A has the highest speed because highest quantity in the ratio belongs to A, then to B, then to C. So obviously when both of them, all three start, सबसे पहले A will reach the finish line, then B will be somewhere behind him, C will be somewhere behind him. But we have to make this race a race of 400 meters. How do you do that? How do you turn this 300 to 400? To turn this 300 to 400, you have to multiply this by 4 by 3. So that means you will multiply each and everything by 4 by 3. Just listen to what I just said. I said that you have to make it a race of 400. So it's a race of 400. Who is going to win the race? A is going to win the race because he is the fastest. So for A, the one who is winning the race, make it a race of 400 because he is going to reach 400 first. How do you make 300? How do you turn 300 to 400? You multiply it by 4 by 3. So you multiply each and every quantity in the ratio by 4 by 3. Okay. So 300 into 4 by 3, 275 into 4 by 3, and then finally 242 into 4 by 3. Now you get 400 here. How much do you get here? It will be 90, how much? 91, approx 92 into 4. 92 into 4 is 367 approx, something, okay? You can calculate the exact value. And then for this as well, 3, this is approx 81, obviously 80.9 something, right? 80.9 into 4, so 320 and 336. This would be somewhere around how much? 3 divides 242, so that is 80.6, right, into 4. 80.6 into 4 is somewhere around 322.4, isn't it? 322.4. So 322.4. That means when A has reached 400 meters, C is still at this distance, 322. So that means A has beaten B in this race of 400 meters by how much? 400 minus 322.4. So that will be 77.6 approx. That will be your answer, okay? So this is a question which you can do fast, but since I am explaining here, it took a while. I hope the explanation is clear to you. In race questions, you just have to play with the ratios, okay? Now let us look at this geometric question, okay? ABCD is a square, P is the midpoint of AB, the line passing through A and perpendicular to DP intersects the diagonal at Q and BC at R. If AB equals to 2, PR equal to what? So ABCD is a square, let's make a square, okay? And let's just see whether we can solve this. Suppose ABCD is a square, okay? P is the midpoint of AB, okay, this is the midpoint P. The line passing through A and perpendicular to DP. So first you have to join DP line passing through A, it has to be perpendicular to this dp, okay. So let me make it perpendicular, intersects the diagonal at Q, diagonal is BD, it will intersect diagonal at Q, okay. The figure will look like this, and BC at R, so it will go like this and intersect BC at R. AB is given 2, so this is 1, AB, the side of square is given 2, each side will be 2, okay. It wants us to calculate the value of PR. Now this is a question which can be solved by similarity as well, okay, and you are not sure about the location of R, isn't it? You are not sure about the location of R, so you cannot directly apply Pythagoras theorem here. You cannot directly just assume that this is, I mean, you can say this is x, this is say 2 minus x, because the side of the square is 2, isn't it? Then you'll have to use a lot of things like Pythagoras theorem over here, but there is a shortcut to it, okay. Whenever you have such questions, okay, if you are not able to relate them through geometry or a lot of equations and formulas, you can also use coordinate geometry into these, okay. So I'll just show you how to do this with the help of coordinate geometry, okay. And why am I using it? Why am I using coordinates here? Because the side lengths are very small, okay. So let's say this is my square ABCD. Say this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D, okay. I'm supposing that A is at 0, 0. So this is my origin. Since the side of the square is 2 units, so from 0, 0, if I go towards the x-axis 2 units forward, I'll reach 2, 0, isn't it? And obviously from 2, 0, if you go 2 units above, so you will be at 2, 2, isn't it? And what will be this? At this x will be 0 only, but y will be 2, so 0, 2. These are the coordinates of my square, okay. Now let us do it. P is the midpoint of AB. If P is the midpoint of AB, it is exactly between these coordinates. So what is between these coordinates? 1, 0. So this is P, right? The line passing through AN perpendicular to DP. Perpendicular to DP, line passing through A. So it will look something like this. Yes or no? Something like this. Just a second. It will look something like this, okay. Okay, perpendicular to DP, intersects the diagonal at Q. Diagonal. So BD is the diagonal. BD is the diagonal. It is going to intersect it at somewhere around Q, okay. And BC at R. So just make it reach here, okay. BC at R. If AB is 2, definitely AB is 2, it wants us to calculate the value of PR. So if I somehow get the coordinates of R, I already have the coordinates of P, if I somehow get the coordinates of R, I'll be able to use the distance formula between these two coordinates and get it, okay. But how to do it? So now in coordinate geometry, you know that suppose you have this line, okay. You have this line DP, and you know its slope. What will be the slope? Slope, I'll put it as M, okay. The slope of DP. Calculate the slope of DP. Slope of DP will be 0 minus 2, right? Y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So 0 minus 2 upon 1 minus 0. So minus 2 upon 1, that is minus 2, right? So the slope of the line perpendicular to DP, that is this line AR, okay. What is the slope of AR? You know that if there are two perpendicular lines, the product of their slopes is minus 1. So if the slope of DP is minus 2, the slope of AR will be half, isn't it? So slope of AR should be half. The slope of AR is half. You have to give coordinates to R in such a way that the slope of AR becomes half, isn't it? So let's say the coordinates of R are x, y. Now how do you calculate the slope of AR? Obviously y minus 0 upon x minus 0, that means y upon x should be equal to half, or I can say that x will be equal to 2y. Say 2 only, okay, because obviously the x coordinate here is going to be 2 for sure. So can I say that x is 2? If x is 2, 2 equals to 2y, y will be 1. So I have got the y coordinate as well, so this is 1. Now I just have to check if the slope of AR is exactly half. Is it 1 minus 0, 1 upon 2 minus 0 to 1 by 2? That is exactly what I wanted. I have got the coordinates of AR, right? A and R as well. I just have to use the distance formula. Okay, I wanted the distance PR. Okay, so I have the coordinates of both P and R as well. Okay, so what is the distance of PR? Just use the distance formula. That is y2 minus y1 ka square plus x2 minus x1 ka square. So y2 minus 1, 1 minus 0 ka square 1 plus 2 minus 1, 1 ka square, that is 1, so root 2. Root 2, that's our answer. Okay. You could have done this by using Pythagoras theorem and number of other theorems, but that's a long way. Okay. If you have small such situations where you have a square, right angle, something rectangle, very small lengths of the figures given, you can also use this way. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now let's come to another question which says, find the minimum value of root of x square plus y square when 5x plus 12y equal to 60. So we have to find out the minimum value of this when this follows. So when this follows, that means can I just express this expression, because I have to find out the minimum value of this, and this is power 2 expression. Power 2 expression means there can be something related to quadratic equations, and you are very good at calculating the minimum maximum value of quadratic equations. So let's do one thing. Let's convert this quadratic equation into just one variable. Let me convert it into x completely. Okay, so how will I write y from here? Y will be 60 minus 5x by 12, isn't it? Or can I say that 5 minus 5x by 12, that will be the value of y. I can put this value of y into this. What will happen? I will simply get root of x square plus y. Y is 5 minus 5x. In fact, can I take 5 common outside? If I take 5 common outside, I'll get 1 minus x by 12 inside. It will be easier to solve. Okay, so let me just put the square of y here. So y is 5, obviously 5 ka square will be there, so 25, and then 1 minus x by 12 ka square. Okay, you 100% know that this is going to be what? This is going to be a quadratic equation inside. It will be a quadratic equation inside. I will not solve it, I will just tell you the way. Okay, it is going to be a quadratic equation inside, and because you want the minimum of it, obviously this is going to be a quadratic equation which will have a positive coefficient of x square. When you have positive coefficient of x square, the graph of the quadratic equation is like this, upwards parabola, and the minimum is defined. And at what value do you have the minimum? At x equal to minus b upon 2a. So you just have to calculate this entire quadratic equation, solve it, calculate minus b upon 2a, push it back into the equation, and you will be getting the minimum value of this. Okay, but this is the long way. I mean, you are able to see that there will be a huge equation, you will have to solve it, find out the answer, isn't it? Is there any easier way for it? Let's try. Okay, we have to find out the minimum value of root of x square plus y square. Okay, when 5x plus 12y equal to 60, just imagine it, 5x plus 12y equal to 60, it's a straight line. How do you plot it? Put x equal to 0, y will be 5, y equal to 0, x will be 12. So it is going to be a straight line which will look like this, x 5 comma 0, and it will be 0 comma 12, right? You know how to plot a straight line, isn't it? You want minimum value of x square plus y square. Can you say that when you have the equation of a circle, it looks something like this, isn't it? X minus something ka square plus y minus something ka square equal to r square. Yes or no? So can you say that x square plus y square equal to r square is basically the equation of a circle having radius r? So can I say that this can be replaced, this x square plus y square can be replaced by root r square here, and root r square is basically r. So I basically have to calculate, I basically have to draw a circle over here whose radius I will be calculating. So let me just draw a circle over here. Okay, it will look like this. I don't know the radius, so say it is r. Okay, this is coordinate 0 comma 0. Now things have become a lot easier. How to do it? You have to calculate this r. Okay, this is 12, this is 5, this will obviously be 13 because it's the hypotenuse. So how to calculate r? You know that the area will be half into base is 13, in that case height will be r, and that will be equivalent to half this base into this height. So that is equal to half base into height. This cancels, r will be equal to 60 upon 13. That's your answer, isn't it? So you could have done it this way as well. Just another dimension to your thinking. Okay, if you feel that this problem is, this way is clear, then you can use it. Suppose a question like this appears. Otherwise, you can go by the quadratic equation way as well. Okay, Next question, the number of roots of the quadratic equation 8 sec square theta minus 6 sec theta plus 1 equal to 0. Options are infinite, 2, 1, 0 cannot be determined. Okay, so it's a quadratic equation. Can I just take sec x as sec theta as x, so 8x square minus 6x plus 1 equal to 0. Clear? Now what has to be done? You simply have to calculate the value of roots. If you are not able to factorize quickly, you can just write down x as minus b, so 6 plus minus under root of b square, this is 24 minus 4ac. Okay, just a second, plus minus under root of b square is 36, right? Yes, 36, not 24. B square minus 4ac, so 32 upon 2a, so 2 into 8 minus b plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So x will be equal to what? 6 plus minus 36 minus 32 is 4, 4 will be root will be 2 divided by 16. So that means x can be what? There will be two values of x, 6 plus 2 by 16, that means 1 by 2, and 6 minus 2, 4 by 16, that is 1 by 4. X was what? Your sec theta. If x is sec theta, can you say that cos theta will just be the reciprocal of these values? Half ka reciprocal is 2, 1 by 4 ka reciprocal is 4. So cos theta is going to take values 2, 4. You clearly know that cos theta cannot go beyond 1. Okay, the minimum value of cos theta is minus 1, maximum is 1. Both of them do not fall into the range of cos theta. So none of these values will be accepted. So we will say that there are 0 such values. Okay, it's a very good question. It's a combination of trigonometry and your quadratic equations. Okay, next question is, what is the remainder when x plus x to the power 9 plus x to the power 25 plus x to the power 49 plus x to the power 81 is divided by x cube minus x. So such questions have appeared earlier as well in IPMAT Indore, okay, where you divide one polynomial by another, but usually those questions are like sometimes they give you something like this: when it is divided by say x square plus 1 equal to 0, then what will be the remainder? So you basically know that you simply have to put your divisor equal to 0, and whatever value of x you get, you just have to push it back into the dividend and you get it, you get the remainder, right? This is the way when you use polynomial remainder theorem. You put your divisor equal to 0, you will get some value of x, push it back into your dividend, you will get the remainder. Okay. But here if you put your divisor equal to 0, you will get x cube equal to x. Is there any way of pushing x cube equal to x in? This is x plus this can be written as x cube ka cube, right? This can be written as x cube ki power 8, right, into x ki power 1. This can be written as x cube ki power 16, right, x cube ki power 16 into x ki power 1. X ki power 81 can be written as x cube ki power 27. X cube can be replaced by x. So this x is already there. This again becomes x cube becomes x, so we will get x cube, plus this becomes x cube becomes x ki power 8. Yes or no? X ki power 8. Then okay, this is x ki power 1 as well over here into, so we will get x ki power 9 here actually. Okay. Then here we have x cube, x ki power 16 plus 1, x ki power 17, plus x cube ki power 27, that means x ki power 27. Yes or no? Now you know that x cube can be written as x. X ki power 9 can finally be written as x only. Yes or no? X ki power 9 can be written as x cube ki power x cube, and then x cube will be x cube, x cube will be x. You can do it. Okay, right, this is x cube ki power cube, x cube will be x, x cube will be written as x. X ki power 17, this will be written like what? X cube to the power 5 into x ki power 2, plus this will be written as x cube ki power 9. So this will be written as x cube ki power 9, then it will become x ki power 9, x ki power 9 can be written as x. So this can also be written as x. Okay, so we have x, x, x plus x, and this has to be broken now. Okay, x cube ki power 5 into x square. So this will be x ki power 5 into x square, that means x ki power 7, right? X ki power 7, how can this be written? It can be written as x cube ki power 2 into x. X cube can be written as x, x square into x, that means x cube can further be written as x. So this is also x, 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 that means we simply get 5x as the remainder. So the way is, you put your divisor equal to 0 and whatever value of x or x cube you get, you push it back into the equation. okay. Remainder will be 5x in this particular question. Find the sum of roots of the equation log x base 2 square minus 3 root of this log, okay, something is there. So obviously it looks like a quadratic equation, isn't it? Can we take log x to the base 2 as t? Fine. So this becomes t square minus 3 and this is t square. T square ka root is mod t. So 3 mod t plus 2, that is equal to 0. So that means t minus 1, in fact mod t. T square can be written as mod t square. So mod t minus 1 into mod t minus 2, that is equal to 0. So that means mod t can be 1 and mod t can be 2. If mod t is 1, that means t will be 1 plus 1 or minus 1. If t is plus 1 or minus 1, that means t was basically log x to the base 2. If log x base to the t is log x base 2 is 1 or minus 1, so you know how to find out x. X will be base ki power number on the right hand side. So 2 ki power 1, 2 ki power minus 1. 2 ki power 1 is 2, 2 ki power minus 1 is half. So these will be the value of x. What about this? Mod t equals to 2. That means t can be plus 2 or minus 2. What was t? T was log x base 2. We have to find out the value of x, right? Roots means we have to find out the value of x. So if log x base 2 is 2 or minus 2, x can be 2 ki power 2 or 2 ki power minus 2. So x can be 4 or 2 ki power minus 2 is 1 by 4. You have to find out sum of all these values. These, none of them are creating a problem in the equation, because log can definitely take positive argument, right, greater than 0. So 2 plus 4, 6. We have to find out the sum of roots, right? So 4, this becomes 24 plus 2 plus 1, that means 27 by 4, that will be the answer. Lot of students, they just want to go quickly and they think that okay, 1 and 2 are the roots, 1 plus 2, 3 will be the sum, and they might end up doing this easy question incorrectly, okay. Now let's talk about this. In the figure above, 3 unit squares are placed side by side. Unit square means side is 1. Find the sum of the angle measurements. Okay, let's do it. So, angle measurements, that means sum of A, B, C, angle A, B, C. Okay, unit square, that means this side has length 1, this has length 1, this square has length 1, this square has length 1. So there are 3 unit squares side by side, okay. It wants us to find out the value of angle A plus angle B plus angle C. One thing is very evident over here. If you calculate 10A, okay, 10 of angle say small a, okay, it will be perpendicular upon base 1 upon 1, that is 1. So A will be what? 45 degree. You are sure about the angle A. What about angle B and angle C? If you calculate 10B, 10 will be perpendicular upon, now the entire base for this triangle, this entire triangle, angle B will be 1 upon 2. So 10B is half. 10B equals to half, that's not a standard angle for B, right? And there will be no standard angle like 30, 45 for B. Similarly for C, 10C will be 1 upon 3. So we cannot directly determine the angle, okay? So let's do one thing. I know that 10B is going to be half and 10C is going to be 1 by 3. Can I do something with 10B, 10C, and you know that I am looking for, what am I looking for? I am looking for A plus B plus C angles, right? A I have already got 45, I am looking for B plus C. So can I just think of 10B plus C? 10B plus C, you know the formula of 10A plus B, isn't it? 10A plus B, that is 10A plus 10B upon 1 minus 10A into 10B. Can I do it here? 10B plus C will be 10B plus 10C upon 1 minus 10B 10C. So 10B plus 10C upon 1 minus 10B into 10C. What do I get? 5 by 6 above and then 5 by 6 below, okay. So these are cancelled, 1. So that means we calculated 10B plus C, that is equal to 1. When is 10 equals to 1? When B plus C will be 45 degree. So I basically had to find out the sum of A plus B plus C. A is already 45, B and C I just got 45. So 45 plus 45 will be 90 degree. That's my answer, okay. Such a trigonometric problem or angle based question can come maybe, okay. What about this? For positive integers x and y, 3x plus 8y equal to 68, find the maximum value of x square y cube. Okay, positive, we are just having integers, okay, not real numbers. So whenever we have such an equation and we have to find out the value of this, we use AM GM inequality, right? AM greater than equal to GM. But why will we not use AM greater than equal to GM here? AMGM is only applicable for positive real numbers. Do we have real numbers into consideration over here? No, it is only talking about positive integers x and y. Okay, so you cannot use AMGM, otherwise this problem would have been very easy for us. Okay, we will break it down into AMGM terms, but here it only talks about positive integers. That means first I have to find out positive integer solutions of this particular equation. What happens here? Can you just find out the positive integer solutions? Suppose y is 1 because minimum positive integer is 1, then x will be 20, right? And you guys know about this, right? I have explained this a lot of times in the few questions that we were doing in the beginning. I told you that whenever you get one solution to this inequality, the values of y will occur at a gap of coefficient of x, while values of x that will satisfy this equation will occur at the coefficient of gap of coefficient of y, which is 8. So x values that satisfy the equation will occur at a gap of 8. So next value of x that is going to satisfy this inequality, it will be gap of 8. That means either it will be 8 more than 20 or 8 less than 20. If you make it 8 more than 20, it becomes 28. So if you put x equal to 28, y is going to become negative. That is not possible. So we will take it 8 less, and y will be what? It will be occurring at a gap of 3. That means 4. Is 12,4 satisfying this? 12 into 3, 36, 8 for the 32. 32, 36, yes, they are satisfying, right? We'll make it 8 more, the gap of 8 more, so we'll reach 4, and here the value is increasing 1, 4, so next value of y will be at a gap of 3, that means 7. Now you cannot come beyond this, because if you decrease x further by 8, you get a negative number, right? So only these 3 values of x and y are satisfying this equation. We just have to keep pushing these 3 into this equation and we'll get the value. There might be some calculation over here. Y is 1, so y does not even matter. If you put x equal to 20, this is going to become 400. So for this, it is going to become 400. Y 4 x 12, definitely 1728 into something. This is going to become a lot greater, right? This one. X y 7. This is going to give you the maximum value. Okay, whatever it is, you put x and y values over here, and you will get the answer. Okay. So this is how you have to go about it. And words like integers and all these have a lot of I would say importance in such questions. Okay, some of the possible values of x in this equation. So this is a very easy peasy question for you now. This is a modulus question. Okay, 2 moduluses are being added. This simply means the distance between 2 and x. This means the distance between x and minus 4. So put your critical points minus 4 and 2. The sum of distances of x from 2 and minus 4 has to be 5. Either x can be here, x can be in this range, x can be in this range. You want the value to be 5. What is the minimum value of this mod? You know, multiple modules are being added, then the minimum lies at the critical point. Both of them are critical points, so minimum will lie at these critical points. Let's find out the minimum value possible of this. Okay, put x equal to 2 here. 2 minus 2 0, 2 plus 4 6. 6 is equal to 5. So the minimum value of this modulus is 6. The minimum value of this modulus, the sum of these two modulus, it is 6. Can it ever become lesser than that, less than 6? It wants me to generate a 5 as the minimum value. Is it even possible? No. There will be no such values of x. No such values of x. You can say 0 or there will be no such values of x. Okay? And definitely your x will be here. If you take this as the distance between x and 4, x and minus 4, this is the distance between x and minus 2, the distance between 2 and minus 4 is going to be 6. So the minimum value is going to be 6. Sum of distances. It can never be 5. Okay? I hope this question is clear. 179th, x and y are real numbers such that y this was the least possible value of y. Now these are not modulus which are being added. Okay, all of these modulus are not being added. 1 modulus, 2 modulus, 3 modulus, these two are being added, but there is a minus sign in between. Such modulus questions will probably not come in your exam. Okay, these are JEE relevant questions, but still, because modulus have been seen, we should do such questions. They can come. Okay. Because for the last few years they have been continuously giving modulus being added. Okay, what will you do here? The approach does not change. You just have to now see the proper way of doing this, less error prone way. Okay, in which you will commit less errors. That is, you first put down the critical points. Critical points are 6, 8, 2. 2, 6, 8 are the critical points. You know how to do it, right? You will take any value which is ahead of 8. That means say 9. This opens with positive, this opens with positive, this opens with positive, an equation will be formed over here. Through that equation, you will see what are you able to get. Okay. Then again in this range, if you put any value between 6 and 8, say 7, open the modulus with their positive, positive negative signs, whatever they are getting, whatever you are getting inside the modulus. And similarly, there is a range between 2 and 6, put any value between 2 and 6, say 5, and then you deal with positive negative signs inside the modulus. And similarly, less than 2, you deal with the signs. There will be 4 equations found, 1, 2, 3, 4 in these 4 ranges, and then you have to find out which is the minimum value possible. Otherwise what happens here, if you just pick up the critical points, calculate the value at x equal to 2, at x equal to 6, at x equal to 8. If you put x equal to 2 here, what do you get? 0 minus, this is 4 minus 12, that means minus 8 and 6, that is minus 2 is going to be the value here. If you put 6 here, 4, 0 and 6 minus 8, 2. So 6 is the value. Just calculate again, okay? 4 and 2, 6. Yes, this is going to become 0. 6 and at 8, 6 minus 4, 2, 0. 2. What is the minimum of these? It's minus 2. So minus 2 will be the answer. You can do this way as well, okay? If you have to find out the minimum value possible, okay? So here basically what students do is they run around and they just want to find out the critical points, put the value of median critical point. Here the median critical point is 6, but are you getting the minimum value at that? No, right? So the best way to do is it is less error prone method, which I told you have to find 4 equations and then find out the minimum value possible. But you can do like this as well, okay? Maybe if they ask you a question which has modulus, negative sign in front of modulus, they will definitely give you an easy one, okay? I hope the questions so far have helped you revise something. How many real solution does the equation have? So such a question has been asked in IPMAT earlier, okay? This is one quadratic equation to the power another quadratic equation and the value has to be 1. So always remember there are 3 cases over here, okay? This can happen, something to the power something equal to 1 can only happen when we have 1 to the power anything, okay? And otherwise anything to the power 0 is also 1, and minus 1 to the power even is always equal to 1, always equal to 1. So if you apply case 1 here, that means base has to be 1. We don't care what happens to the power. Base has to be 1. Make the base equal to 1. 2x square minus 5 by 3 has to be 1. 2x square has to be 3 plus 5, 8, x square equal to 4. X will be not just 2, plus minus 2. There are 2 values of x here. These 2 values of x plus minus 2 should satisfy here, okay? What happens if you put 2 here? This is 8 minus 5 by 3. 8 minus 5 by 3. Both of them will satisfy, isn't it? Nothing is happening. Power can be anything. For these 2 values of x, we don't need to care about the power because power can be anything. What about this? Anything to the power 0. Anything to the power 0. Let's do anything to the power 0. That means we are just concerned with power being 0. Power equal to 0. X into x minus 3 equal to 0. X will be 0, 3. Push them back into the equation and check if they are causing any problem. X equal to 0, this is going to become minus 5 by 3 to the power 0. So minus 5 by 3 to the power 0 is 1. 3. Here we get 18 and 30, 13 by 3 ki power 0. These 2 also satisfy, right? And last is minus 1 to the power even. So that means we are caring about the base first, which is minus 1. And for whatever values base is minus 1, for those values of x you will put in the power and check if power is even or not, okay? So minus 1 base 2x square minus 5 by 3, that is minus 1. So 2x square minus 5, that is equals to minus 3. 2x square is equal to 2, x square will be equal to 1, x will be plus minus 1. So we are sure that for plus 1 and minus 1 the base is going to be minus 1, okay? But is the power going to be even in these 2 values, both these values? If you put x equal to 1 over here, we will get 1 minus 3, which is minus 2, okay? And if you put minus 1 here, okay, then what happens? Minus 1 plus 3, power is 2, right? So yes, when you put x equal to 1, then you get 2 minus 5, 3 minus 1 to the power, how much? 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3, it means minus 2, sorry, right, minus 2. Minus 1 to the power minus 2, that means 1 upon minus 1 ki power 2, right, which is 1 only obviously. Okay, so these two values will also be accepted. Okay, so these are the values. I hope this is clear. Okay, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, there are 6 values. Are any values repeating? You also have to count that. Okay, if any values repeat, you will count it only once. So plus minus 2, 0, 3, plus minus 1, none of the values repeat, this will be the answer. We have another concept here now. I don't know whether this will be asked or not. Binomial theorem questions are very rare in IPMAT, but this is not actually binomial theorem, this is something beyond that, but very easy to learn. Okay, if you feel that you know binomial theorem, then you go ahead with this, otherwise you can skip this slide. Okay, in the expansion of a plus b plus 2 ki power 6, find out the coefficient of a square b square. The question is very easy, concept is very easy, it will take a minute to understand this. Okay, so when you do binomial theorem, you have a general term in the expansion of a plus b ki power n, isn't it? Similarly, here we have 3 terms, so there is a general term here as well. What is that? General term of expansion of a plus b plus c, that means 3 terms being added to the power n. This is power n. Okay, this is power n. It is n factorial, the power factorial upon x factorial, y factorial, z factorial. What are x, y, z? X, y, z are basically the powers of these variables a, b and something, right? And always remember, the sum of x, y, z, the powers that you are going to give to these variables, it should be equal to n. N is the total power, or coefficient of this is always n factorial upon x factorial, y factorial, z factorial. Let's do this. We have power n, so the coefficient will be 6 factorial upon x factorial, y factorial, z factorial. Now x factorial, y factorial, z factorial, and we are comparing coefficient of a ki power x, b ki power y, c ki power z. So c ki power z will come over here. Now you just have to remember that the total power n is equal to the sum of x, y, z. Okay, x is 2, y is 2, z will also be 2, then only the sum of powers will be 6, because this power 6 is going to be distributed in these 3 variables, these 3 terms. So that is why the entire power will be kept by this c. C was 2, so this will happen over here, yes or no? So x is 2, y is 2, z is 2. So 6 factorial upon x, y, z, they are 2 to 2, so 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 2 factorial, a ki power x, a ki power x, that means 2, b ki power x, b ki power y, that means 2, and c is 2, 2 ki power 2. So 2 ki power 2 into these are my variables of whose I need the coefficient. Okay, in fact 2 square will not be here. This was a question. I hope you understood the reason for 2 square being here, and then n factorial upon x factorial, y factorial, z factorial, that's it. Okay, I will not take much time in that slide. I don't want you guys to be nervous. Okay, 2 sides of a triangle are 5 and 7. What is the range of values for the third side? So this is like something very easy. Okay, 2 sides of a triangle are 5, 7, and you don't know the third side c. You know the triangle inequality, sum of any 2 sides should be greater than the third side. This would what happens. So first we will take these 2 sides, sum of these 2 sides greater than the third side, sum of these 2 greater than this, sum of these 2 greater than this. Let's do this. Sum of these 2 greater than the third side, sum of these 2 greater than the third side, sum of these 2 greater than the third side. So apply this to all 3 combinations. Okay, this basically means 12 greater than c, that means c is less than 12. This says that 7 plus c will be greater than 5. Is this ever possible? C is the side of a triangle, it can never be negative. So 7 plus something positive can never be, okay, this is going to happen for all values. This is going to happen for all values of c, yes or no? If you put c equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, it is always going to happen. But what about this? So this is not going to give me something very important. Okay, this will be c greater than minus 2. Greater than minus 2, that means we will obviously not take negative values because sides of triangle cannot be never be negative. But about this I will get c greater than 2. So c should be greater than 2, c should be less than 12, and c is greater than minus 2. So we will restrict it like this, c will be between 2 and 12. This is the range of values that the third side can take. I hope it is clear. Number of natural numbers which divide 10 to the power 2009 but not 10 to the power 2008. This is like a Venn diagram question, isn't it? Number of natural numbers which divide this but not this. Some numbers which divide another number, they are called factors. So basically we are talking about factors, total number of factors which divide 10 ki power 2009. That means how many numbers will divide 10 ki power 2009? All of its factors will divide 10 ki power 2009 but not 10 ki power 2008. So think it like this. These are all the numbers which divide 10 ki power 2009. And obviously we are looking for those numbers which do not divide 10 ki power 2008. There will be some numbers inside which only divide 10 की power 2008. We are interested in this area. How do you calculate this? You have to calculate total number of factors of 10 की power 2009. 10 की power 2009 means 2 की power 2009 into 5 की power 2009. Total number of factors is 2009 plus 1, 2009 plus 1, that means 2010 ka square. These are total number of factors of 10 की power 2009. So these total numbers are these many. What about this part? These are the common factors of 10 की power 2009 and 10 की power 2008. Common factors means they will be the factors of HCF of 10 की power 2009 and 2008. What will be the HCF? HCF of 10 की power 2008 and 10 की power 2009. Obviously it is going to be 10 की power 2008. How many factors will this have? Total number of factors of this will be, the prime factorization will be 2 की power 2008 into 5 की power 2008. Total number of factors will be increase powers by 1 and multiply. So 2009 into 2009, that means 2009 square. So this number has 2009 square. There are these many numbers which divide both this as well, this as well. But we want only those numbers which divide this only, not this. So that means out of total factors of this 10 की power 2009, which is 2010 square, we will reduce the common factors of both, which is 2009 square. So whenever they ask you such questions, that there are some numbers which divide this but not that, that means you have to calculate the factors of this minus the HCF of factors of HCF of the both given numbers. Relate it with the Venn diagram and you will be able to understand it. Okay. Consider two positive integers a and b which are such that a की power into b की power b is divisible by 2000. What is the least possible value of the product a into b? Okay, two positive integers a, b which are such that a की power a into b की power b is divisible by 2000. Okay, the least possible value of the product ab. We are just interested in the product ab, it has to be the least. Okay, and these are positive integers a and b. You must be thinking about, that 2000 is going to divide some number. Okay, so zeros are being developed niche, there are zeros, so you will be definitely making some combination of 2 and 5, isn't it? So say 2 की power 2 into, the problem with 2 की power 2 will be what? 2 की power 2 का problem is, if you have only 2 2's, so then there will be just 2 zeros developed, because suppose I say b की power b is 5 की power 5. Even if you have more 5 but just 2 2's, that means you will only be able to develop 2 zeros, and a number having 2 zeros cannot be divisible by a number having 3 zeros. So this is not going to work. So in that case I will try to bring more zeros, say 4 की power 4 into 5 की power 5, this can be the number. Is it divisible by 2000? Yes, obviously. But what is the product of a into b? It is 4 into 5. This is the least I can see so far. Is it actually the least? 20? Can there be another such number? Can there be something lesser than this? What if I say 10 की power 10? A is 10 की power 10, b is 1 की power 1. Is it going to be divisible by 2000? Obviously. There will be so many 2's and so many 5's inside 10 की power 10, so it will surely be divisible by 2000. So in this case the product of a and b is 10, b is 1, the product is even lesser. So we were not just concerned about some minimum possible value, okay. We just have to make sure that whatever numbers you assign to a and b, the product should be minimum and should be divisible by 2000. So this is the least possible case, okay. Because for zeros you definitely need 2 and 5. So either you put those 2's and 5's in these two numbers separately or one number, right. That's also possible. So AB, least value will be 10, that's our answer. What about this? 185th question, okay. Cube root of 3, that means 3 की power 1 by 3 into 9. 9 is basically 3 square की power, this is 9th root, that means 1 by 9. This is 27 की power 1 by 27. In fact, let me just write them as power of 3. So this will be 3 की power 3, isn't it? So this will be 3 to the power 3. 3 to the power 3. And then 81 is 3 की power 4 and its whole power 1 by 81. And so on keeps happening. Let's try to boil down this series. 3 की power, we have powers being added. So 1 by 3 from here plus 2 by 9 from here plus 3 by 27 from here plus 4 by 81 from here and so on. So this is sum of a series. If we just focus upon sum of series, we will get it. So, let me do one thing, let me take this series as, the sum of this series as S. We usually do this only, yes or no? We assume the given sum as S. We know that the common ratio here in the denominator is 1 by 3. So, let me multiply entire equation by 1 by 3, I will get S by 3. S by 3 will be 1 by 9 plus 2 by 27 plus 3 by 81 plus 4 by 243 and so on, so on, so on. From this equation, if I subtract this equation, left hand side S minus S by 3 will be 2S by 3, and that will be equal to 1 by 3, 2 by 9 minus 1 by 9, 3 by 27 minus 2 by 27, 4 by 81 minus 3 by 81. So, 1 by 3 plus 2 by 9 minus 1 by 9 is 1 by 9. 3 by 27 minus 2 by 27 is 1 by 27. 4 by 81 minus 3 by 81 is 1 upon 81. So, this series is going to continue infinitely like this, and it is a GP, it is a decreasing GP having ratio less than 1. What is the sum of such a GP? Sum of an infinite GP is A upon 1 minus R, where A is the first term, okay, and R is the common ratio. So, first term is 1 by 3 upon 1 minus R. R is the ratio 1 minus 1 by 3. So, 2S by 3, that is equal to 1 by 3 upon 2 by 3, that means 1 by 2, S will be 3 by 4, right? S will be 3 by 4. So, what is my answer? This sum was taken as S by me, and I have got the value of S, that is 3 by 4, okay. So, answer completely will be 3 ki power 3 by 4, that is my answer, okay. I hope this is also clear. They can give you indices and sorts problem like this, okay. What is the maximum possible value of the function? So, this is not a difficult question, okay. See, usually what happens here in such questions, you simply have to take the given expression fx as y first. I will just tell you the process, and then you can try. Maybe if you are not able to solve, we can discuss in the next question. You can let me know in the comments if you are not able to solve this. So, if I cross multiply, I get y times x square plus xy plus 3y, that is equals to 2x square plus 3x plus 4. Then take the x square terms one side, x square I will get, let me take all these there, okay. So, 2 minus y plus x terms, so that will be 3 minus y plus the constant terms 4 minus 3y, that is equal to 0. What is the maximum possible value of this function? The maximum possible value of this function is going to occur when we have some real value solution, isn't it? So, this is a quadratic equation in x, so x should have a real value, only real values of x can be put over here. For real values, real value solutions, your discriminant is b square minus 4ac, it should be greater than or equal to 0, right. So, b square minus 4ac, this has to be greater than or equal to 0. Now, you simply have to solve this inequality and you will get the value of y, and you are looking for maximum possible value, whatever value of y is maximum you will take it, that is your answer, okay. You can try this by yourself, okay, not a difficult question. What about this 187, how many integral values of x will not satisfy? Now, it is not asking will satisfy, it is asking will not satisfy. X square minus this, so you can say that in such modulus equations, x square can be written as mod x ka square minus 2 mod x minus 8, okay, greater than equal to 0. Can this be factorized? Okay, x minus 4 x minus 2, so mod x minus 4 mod x plus 2 greater than or equal to 0, okay. So, there are 2-3 equations possible out of this, yes or no, plus I mean see, you can open x with negative, positive, whatever, okay. But if I just take the critical points, okay, those are 4 and minus 2, so minus 2 comma 4. Ahead of 4, if you put any value here, say 5, mod 5 minus 4 will be positive, mod 5 plus 2 will be positive. So, here this is going to be positive. We want those values which do not satisfy. This is the set of values which is satisfying the equation. So, we will not take this, because yes, for any value of x which is greater than 4, this is going to be satisfied. We want those values which do not satisfy this, okay. What if you have any value between minus 2 to 4, say 0. So, this is going to be negative, this is going to be positive, less than 0, not satisfying. Yes, all the values in this range will not satisfy. What about minus 2? 2 minus 4, this is going to be negative and this is going to be positive, right. So, again minus 2 also is giving negative value. Now, what happens? See, can I say that mod x plus something is greater than 0, that means mod x minus 4 is greater than equal to 0, can I say that mod x will be greater than equal to 4, right? So that basically happens when you have what, mod x greater than equal to 4, that means you should put values of x over here which are 4 or more. X should be greater than equal to 4 or x should be less than equal to minus 4, because for these values this will satisfy. I want those values for which the equation will not be satisfied, that means I am looking for integral values which are between 4 and minus 4. What are the integral values of x between minus 4 and 4? Those are minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Not exactly 4 and minus 4 because they will make equal to 0 is satisfied. So R is minus 3 working here, is minus 3. If you go beyond minus 4, say you take minus 5, then what happens? 5 minus 4 positive, 5 plus something positive. So we are very sure that below minus 4 nothing is going to satisfy. So minus 4 to 4 we have these values. Let us check for minus 3. So this is minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. Okay, minus 3, this is negative, this is positive. Minus 2, this is negative, this is positive. Okay, these are going to satisfy. Okay, how many values are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 integral values of x will be satisfying this particular inequality. Now let us solve this. Solve for all x in this. So this is a root equation both the sides. Obviously, first step is squaring both the sides, getting rid of the roots. Root x ka square, that means, okay, we will get x plus 9 plus 2ab, so 6 root x, that is going to be 3x plus 1. Can this be written as 6 root x equal to what? 2x minus 8. So if I cancel 2, we get 3 root x, that is equal to x minus 4. Squaring both the sides again, we have to get rid of the root. We will get 9x, that is equal to x square minus 8x plus 16. Isn't it? So x square minus 17x plus 16, that is equal to 0. So x minus 1, x minus 16 is equal to 0. We will get two values of x, 1, 16. Are they satisfying? 1 and 6. Put 1 over here, 1 plus 3. So 4, and here also it is 1 root of 3 plus 1 root 2. So this is for x equal to 1, this is 4, this is 2. So 1 will not satisfy. Will 16 satisfy? 4 plus 3, 7, 7. Yes, 16 is the only value of x that will satisfy. So the learning from these questions is, in log questions, modulus questions, all such questions in which direct quadratic equation has not been given, root is there, you always have to test your final values that you get. Okay. 189, George thought he had added together every 2-digit positive integer and the sum he got was a palindrome number. Unfortunately, he had left one number out. What number had been omitted? So he added all 2-digit positive integers. You know, sum of all 2-digit positive integers, yes or no? Sum of a series where you have the first term, last term, number of terms is n upon 2 a plus l, isn't it? N is number of terms, a is first term, l is last term. So how many 2-digit numbers do we have? 99 is the last, 10 is the first, 99 minus 10, 89, 89 plus 1, 90. So n upon 2, first term is 10, last is 99. What do you get? 45 into 109, isn't it? 4500 plus 4500 plus 9, 36, 405, 405. That means 4905 is the product, right? 4905. Now one number was left. The sum he got was a palindrome number. So actually the sum of all 2-digit positive numbers is 4904. But he left one number due to which he got a palindrome number. What are palindrome numbers? Palindrome numbers are those numbers which are, if you read them forward or backwards, they are same, like 1331. It's a palindrome number because if you read it from right to left, it is 1331, from left to right 1331, okay? Or 1551, that is also a palindrome number. This is also a palindrome number, okay? Say 110011, okay? 121, this is also palindrome number. Numbers which you read left to right or right to left, they are same. What could, this should have been the sum. He has left a number, so definitely the sum he would have got would be something less n together, palindrome along with that. What is the number which is a palindrome? It is below 4905. 4905, you'll be getting 4904 not palindrome, 4903 not palindrome, 4902 not palindrome, 490 not palindrome, 4900 not palindrome. So 4800 something, 4800 something, 4800 something. If this has to become a palindrome, 4 8, the last two digits should always read backwards. So 8 4. This would be the palindrome number that he would have got, and he would have got this. He would have got this palindrome number because he has missed the number. Which is the number missed? Just find out the sum, difference between the sum. 4905 minus 4884 is 21. He has missed the number 21. Okay, this is a very good question that they can ask you in sum of series. Okay, 190. Two trains x and y left point A and B simultaneously traveling towards each other. A and B traveling towards each other, left simultaneously. Two trains x and y. Okay. Train X takes 9 hours, train Y takes 16 hours to reach their respective destination after meeting. This is a very classic case, okay, wherein you are given two bodies, they are coming towards each other at the same time, they meet in between. When do you meet? I mean, till the meeting point, if both the bodies started together, the time to reach here for this body and time to reach here for this body is same. So this would have also travelled for t hours till this point, this would have also travelled for t hours till this point, because meeting is same, isn't it? Suppose I come from Delhi, you come from Noida, and we meet somewhere closer to Noida. Okay, that means you also left the home at 8 am, I also left my home at 8 am. But I crossed more distance, I covered more distance, isn't it? What does that mean? Even though we both travelled for the same amount of time, but I could cover more, है ना? But when we meet, if we meet and then we look at our watches, I would have also travelled for maybe 3 hours and you would have also travelled for 3 hours, but just because of more traffic you were stuck in between, है ना? So in meeting points, when two bodies start together and they meet, till meeting point they have covered, they have spent equal time to reach the meeting point. This is what you have to keep into account. After meeting, so train X is here, train Y is here, they have met. After meeting, X is going ahead, Y will continue its journey towards this way. X will take 9 hours. So now X is going to take 9 hours here and Y is going to take 16 hours to cover their respective destinations. What is the total time taken by the slower train to cover the whole distance? Now let me tell you two shortcuts over here. Okay, if there are two bodies starting together and they are meeting at a point and you are given in the question what? Their time to cover the remaining distances after meeting. So meeting time t, this is time to meet. That means the time for which both of them travelled after they started. That would be root of time taken by the first body into time taken by second body. Here it is, after meeting how much time did train X take? X took 9 hours, Y took 16 hours. So root of 144, that is 12. So this is actually the time which they took to meet. If this time is 12 hours, after that X took 9 hours and this is the time which was taken by Y, it took 12 hours to meet, 16 hours ahead. Then after that, after meeting, which train is slower? Obviously Y is slower because Y took 12 plus 16 hours while X took 12 plus 9 hours. X took this, Y took this. Y is slower, Y took total 16 plus 12, 28 hours. Y is the slower train. Faster train is X, X took 12 plus 9, 21 hours. So you can answer both the questions. 28 hours is my answer. One more concept. If they ask you the ratio of speeds of such trains. So again, remember the case. There are two bodies starting from their respective, origins, meeting at a point. So till meeting they take equal amount of time. After meeting, if their respective times are given to reach their destination after meeting point, then ratio of their speeds. Suppose there are two bodies A and Y, okay. So the ratio of their speeds is always root of time taken by B to rest to cover rest of the distance and time taken by A. So suppose here I would have, if they would have asked me this ratio of speeds of train X and Y, so I would have said this, train X, train Y, after meeting point how much time is train Y taking. So Sx upon Sy will be Sy. So train Y is taking 16 and X is taking 9 hours. So ratio of speed of X and Y, it is 4 to 3. What do you see here? Y ka ratio is corresponding 3, X ka corresponding ratio is 4. Which is the faster train? X obviously. That is why it took less time. Y is the slower train. Y is having ratio 3. 3 ratio, that means slower train means more time is this much. I hope you will be able to solve all such questions. If they come, they will come directly like this. Okay. Lot of questions done. Okay. 191. A man can walk up in a moving escalator in 30 seconds. The same man can walk down this moving up escalator in 90 seconds. Assume that his walking speed is same both upwards and downwards. How much time will he take to walk up the escalator when it is not moving? Okay, see, escalator questions are not usually very common. Okay, they don't usually come, but then concept is very useful. Okay, look, let me just explain how escalator works. Escalator, you have gone to malls, metro stations and all, right? You have your own walking speed and there is a speed at which the escalator is moving. So let the speed of the escalator be e, your speed is m, you are the man, okay. If the escalator is not moving, you go at a slower pace, you reach very slowly up there. But if the escalator is also moving, you are also running on the escalator, you reach very fast. And what happens when you just hop on to the escalator and stop there? So suppose I hop on to the escalator and I stop down there, then I am simply moving with the speed of the escalator, isn't it? So in that case, my speed and escalator speed become the same. Okay, this is a natural, I mean not natural, I would say, this is something you have observed in your daily lives, isn't it? A man can walk up in a moving escalator in 30 seconds. Now there is usually a fixed distance that you have to cover, isn't it? There is usually a fixed distance, bottom floor to the first floor that your escalator keeps moving towards. A man can walk up in a moving escalator in 30 seconds. That means he is moving up. So this distance is fixed, say d. Or you can say that the escalator is moving at a speed e. 30 seconds is the time that he is taking. So in 30 seconds, man walked up on the escalator. I do not know the speed of the man, so man speed plus escalator speed both will be added. And time into speed is equal to distance, which is d. I hope this is clear. The same man can walk down the escalator. So when escalator is also moving up, you are also moving up, your speed will be added. Just remember that you can relate this to the concept of boat and streams, where stream is also flowing in this direction, boat is also going in this direction. But when stream flows like this, your boat comes like this, speed is b minus s, isn't it? So that is how we have considered the escalator, moving escalator as a stream, and the man here who is traveling as a boat. Okay, you will be able to relate it very easily. Now the same man can walk down this moving up escalator. So escalator is always moving up, but man is coming down. So isn't this a classic case of boat and stream, where stream is going this way, man is going this way? So in that case he is taking 90 seconds. Net speed will now be m minus e, boat minus stream. Treat your escalator like a stream over here, and the same distance d is covered. Can you just divide both? This is cancelled, 30, this becomes 1 by 3. So 3 times m minus e will be equal to m plus e, 2m will be equal to 4e, m will be equal to 2e. What does the question want? How much time will he take to walk up the escalator when it is not moving? Walk up the escalator not moving, so speed of the escalator is 0. Now he has to cover distance d. Distance d has to be covered, and how much time will he take to walk up the escalator when the escalator is not moving? So if the escalator is not moving, so the man has to travel with his distance, his speed only, that is m. So we have to calculate the value of d by m. That means if I am able to convert distance in terms of m, then I will be able to solve it very easily. What is the total distance? Distance is 30 times m plus e. So e will be equal to, e will be m by 2, m by 2 means 0.5 m. So what is the total distance here? 30, e is 0.5 m. So 0.5 m plus m is 1.5. So 45, 30 into 1.5, 30 into 1.5 m upon m, that is equal to 45. This is the distance, this is the time taken by the man to go up the escalator when escalator is not moving. So when escalator is not moving, the man is going at his speed only. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is a very good question. Okay, even though there is use of what do we call it, escalators here, but it is like boat and stream only. Okay, I think enough for the day. You try this question by yourself. This is your homework. This is your homework. As you guys to ask me to put more arithmetic questions, this is your homework. This is your homework. This is your homework. This is your homework. Homework, and we have touched 200 questions. Okay, that's 80% of the series. Just remaining with 2 more sessions, maybe 2-3 more sessions, we'll finish it. Okay, today is 30th, 1, 2, 3, maximum tomorrow and the day after I'll finish the series. Okay, and all the best. I mean, I hope you've been practicing. There is this series, there is verbal ability marathon going on in the morning. Do as much as you can, okay, and take rest. Do not fall sick, because as you know it takes a lot of time to recover these days. And I hope you've collected your admit card, all the documents which are necessary. Carry a original Aadhaar card or PAN card, photo ID, okay, whichever you have submitted in the form, okay, and read your admit card, okay, whatever is written. No need to carry a pen or rough sheet, okay, it will be provided over there, but still you can carry a transparent ball pen in that case, okay, and check the pen before you carry it, okay, and take your admit card, maybe whatever you have, color prints or whatever, okay. That's it. I mean, if you have any doubt, let me know. We'll finish the series. Probably a lot of questions, something similar from the series can come in the exam, okay. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again, okay. Thank you so much.